walked into the house today because I texted him at like, I don't know, 3 o'clock. I was like, it's not going well. And he was like, okay, I'm heading out. I was like, oh, thank God. And then I do the like track his location as he's coming. I'm like, closer.
Like, is he stopping for fucking gas?
Oh,
no.
I'm like, no, break down on the side of the road. I dare you. He like walked in the door and he's like, hey. Like as if he's like walking
temperature check.
Yeah, like a hostage negotiation. He's like, how are we doing? And I'm like, okay, you don't have to like say it like that. It's not like I'm gonna snap. And he's like, right. Clearly. Yeah. Oh my God.
Step closer. Say that again.
That's right. Oh, I told him I'd tell you. I had speaking of temperature, I had hot dreams the other night. And I woke up and I was like, wow, I had really sexy dreams last night. And he was like, really? What happened? I was like,
Nothing.
Jamie and I, and he was like, stop. And I was like, but it wasn't. It was like something I was, but he and I didn't even think about how that would sound to him. And he was like, no. And I was like, no.
For audience reference,
For audience reference.
Andrew is frightened that Jessica and I are going to run away together.
Oh, well, he should
I mean,
be.
I think all men should be worried that their wives are going to run away with their best friend and use that as motivation to be better husbands. So anyways, Andrew frequently, whenever Jamie and I hang out, he's like, so what do you guys like do? I'm like, well, you know, what most women do, we put on lingerie, we have a pillow fight, open a bottle of wine. Anyway, that was like,
sexy things.
but his eyes in that moment when I was like, well, Jamie and I, he was like, and I was like, oh no, but like, that's funny. I'm going to tell Jamie. He's like, oh.
Jealous, not excited. Oh, speaking of the Poison Daughter, I have like 5 chapters left and then I'm going to bring it to you and I'm done.
So you like it. Wait, we have to, okay, because we have to do our like spoiler section before we get into our books.
Yes.
Should we go? Okay.
Sure.
Okay.
Hi, babe.
Hi, babe.
I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jessica.
And welcome to A Court of Books and Babes,
A podcast where two best friends review, react to, and rate our, and soon to be your, favorite fantasy books.
Before we press play, consider this your spoiler warning. We're opening and operating with 0 restrictions. We'll be pulling threads from ACOTAR, Throne of Glass, and Crescent City.
It's going great.
Grass. Because worlds overlap, themes echo, and we're absolutely saying the quiet connections out loud. If a title gets mentioned in this next section, it's on the table.
But don't worry, babes. We'll keep our non-Maasverse spoilers limited to the beginning of the pod, where we'll spill the tea, surreal style, on what else we're reading. If your TBR isn't caught up with ours, just skip ahead. Okay? Now that that's established, let's begin. Okay, before we begin, we actually don't have our darling, beloved Allie with us today. She's busy. It's fine. We're over it. It's fine.
It's like she has a life or something,
like
whatever.
She has things besides us
Rude.
do and people
Rude.
to hang out with. So instead, we have the equally effervescent Caitlin, Jamie's sister-in-law, my good friend, and she is here to help us. And she has recently finished reading
Poison Daughter.
Okay. Tell me everything without telling me anything.
It's called Poison Daughter.
I never drooled. Like, literally, I was like,
No.
It was so hot.
Stop. More than, because you found Direbound quite sexy.
Okay, Direbound, I was like, okay, that is as hot as it gets, baby, Helion. Then this book, I'm like, oh my gosh.
Really?
Yes.
Told you.
Very hot.
Okay.
And there's a lot of tension building.
Oh, I like tension.
There's a lot of tension.
Yes.
Mhm.
It's very good.
It's a slow burn for sure. And it's like a back and forth.
But good payoff, obviously.
Yeah, the payoff was good. The story was slow a little bit, but the payoff was good.
Standalone or?
Yep.
Oh, standalone.
I feel like it could have been 2 books.
Yeah. They could have kept
They could have
going.
fleshed out a few things more and focused on other things a bit less, but it's still really good.
Okay. So it
Yeah.
needs to be next on my TBR. You both are like, you love
Yeah,
it.
you should read it
I'll
next.
bring it to you
It's a
whenever.
standalone.
I have
It's
like 4 chapters.
I mean, it's still, I think, 800 pages, but still.
It's you. Oh, you're not done yet. You have 4 more
I have
chapters.
like 4 chapters left, yes.
Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. And do you have The Ascended? Is that, because that's on your list as
I'm
well?
gonna read that next. I got it.
Okay.
on my Kindle, so
Yeah.
I'll read that next.
Okay, let me know because that is also one I've been saying for like months that I want to read, but I haven't.
Well, we should all read that once.
And is it a standalone?
No.
No. Oh.
I think there's like only one book out, and I thought it was at least 3.
It's 3, but they're all individual stories that tie together. So I think you can read it as a standalone
Individually.
But there's 2 others that really like make it complete.
Interesting. That's kind of like Wild Reverence, is you can read it as a standalone, but there's another book, and I don't know the title, but it is also tied to the same world and the same like mythos, but you can read them independently or together, which is interesting.
Did you finish that? Was it good?
I did. I finished Wild Reverence. It was good. It reminded me a little bit of The Moth and the Night. Have you read that one? I really liked it. You were like meh on the romance.
The romance part.
Yeah,
I like
which I
the
think is
story a lot.
Yeah.
And I love the characters individually.
Yeah.
Yeah, the romance for me was kind of like not hitting the mark.
I would agree. Yeah.
Maybe the next one will be better.
I loved the story so much, and I found the writing was more sophisticated.
Yeah. I feel like they maybe studied English, or like
it felt a little bit that
like
way.
It's a little old, not old timey writing, but like I agree.
Yeah.
More sophisticated.
Yeah. I quite enjoyed it. And so anyways, Wild Reverence reminded me of that. There is, and this isn't giving anything away, but it's about like gods and goddesses. And it feels very like either like Greek mythos or Norse mythos. Yeah, it was good. But versus The Moth and the Night, where like I cried. I didn't have a moment like that. But I know that people feel the love story is very beautiful. It to me also was kind of like the chemistry wasn't amazing, and there's not a ton of like smut, so it's not a spice read for sure. So it was fine. It was not like didn't blow me away. Yeah.
So should it be on the TBR or not?
I don't know. I would say read The Night and the Moth, and if you loved that, then it might be up your alley. But if you're like, and I'd be like, not, yeah. Okay, actually, I've read a lot. So that, I'm trying to think of the last time we've been sick. You might be able to hear it
the
a little
sniffles.
Bit as I'm like,
I can't pronounce any words.
Yeah.
So there's that.
Or struggling. I'm like 3 days out from a fever. So I'm trying to remember the last update we had. I was reading that.
Frankenstein.
I am about halfway through Frankenstein. I'm loving it. It's
good.
So good. Okay, remind me, you didn't read it in high school. No. I would also recommend reading it, especially because you loved the movie so much.
My God, the movie is so good.
It was so good.
Yes.
Really good.
The book is fantastic. I mean, obviously, it's like classic literature. It's very, very good. So I'm loving Frankenstein, and it's nice because it's like I don't know what you'd call it, but it's a special edition. So you remember how you were talking about Alchemize, the paper felt so nice? Same thing. Like as I'm reading this book, I'm like stroking it.
Yeah, I love a good like tactile feel of paper.
Yeah, so good. Oh, and I have started. Okay, I think had I finished the Book of Azrael in our last episode?
Excellent question.
No, I hadn't. Okay,
Caitlin also watches, so she knows.
Yes, I finished the Book of Azrael. It was a hell of a cliffhanger at the end. Like,
so are you going to read the next one?
No.
Okay, so not enough to hook you.
No, because the rest of the story was just so meh to me. But I respected the ending. I was like, oh, she almost got me.
What does the internet say about book 2? Is it better?
I haven't even looked, to be honest.
Because what if like book 1 is like
kind of like ACOTAR?
Yeah, and like book 2 is like brum brum.
All right, I'll do a little
digging. Might be. Well, you never know.
Yep, you make a good point here. For audio listeners, I stroke Akamath. Okay, I'm also reading When the Moon Hatched. I know that you want to read it, so I'm not going to spoil anything. It is very fast paced. There's a twist. And that is all I'm going to say because I don't want to.
But you like it.
I like it. Yep. I'm having fun. I'm about halfway through, and I would say I like it more than I liked Wild Reverence, and definitely more than I liked Book of Azrael.
And the second one's out already. Ballad of Dragons.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Ballad of the Dragon. Something along those lines.
Yeah. Yeah. It has an interesting, like, I don't know if we call it like gods, like mythos, like their creation story or whatever, how the world was created is very different than anything I've heard to date.
I like it.
Yeah, that's what I'm reading.
I like different.
What are you reading?
I finished Crescent City.
Okay, had you finished it in our last episode? No. Oh my God.
I know. So many things.
Okay.
I have so many thoughts.
And?
I like the ending, but I agree could be done.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know, your imagination, whatever happens, and they work it out.
Yes.
Or there could be another book.
Yeah.
And like more of like a Civil War structure kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Like not so much big bads. Maybe the archangels could be a bit like villain.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I like the ending. The black hole was like weird.
Right.
When it opens.
Very Interstellar.
Yeah. When it like opens up and then Hunt gets in like the machine to go save her. And I'm like.
Suit. Yeah.
It was like maybe not my favorite, but I was like still having a good time when I was like reading it. Also, there's like the cliffhanger where Flynn's sister just kind of disappears.
I don't remember that.
She goes to try and find her like childhood friend or ex-boyfriend because the Viper Queen, he's one of her guards.
He's like enthralled.
Yeah, and Therion's just like, well, I guess she's gone. And I'm like, okay.
Yes, Therion's story, I remember, is left in like a bit of a lurch.
Yeah. But then like the Hind and Rune move in together.
Right.
Yeah. It's kind of just like everything's kind of tied up, but they're like, oh, obviously there's still like the long journey ahead and Yes. I have more things for like hot takes, theories, and thirsts.
To like tie it in.
And I also kind of forget, but here we are. When we talk about it, I'm like, oh yeah.
I didn't say that. Clue. I showed Andrew that. He laughed.
Did he?
He's like, you guys are cute.
Duh.
Thanks.
And I finished The Book Thief.
Okay.
Oh, it is gut-wrenching.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, but I was sobbing. It is like so beautifully written, like, and you know everything's coming because throughout the book, it's from Death's perspective, like he's the narrator.
Right.
And so you know it's all coming, but then like the way it happens and the way they talk about it in the end, like, it was so good. Highly recommend, like 10 out of 10 for sure. It was so good.
I love it.
And now I'm reading The Nanny.
That was the one that you found in your little library.
Yeah, our little town library, or our little community library.
One. Yeah.
It's good so far.
Yeah.
I mean, it's very typical murder mystery, like, and it kind of jumps back and forth between timeline and perspectives, which I'm like okay with because it's done well. Yeah. Except for some whole chapters are in italics, and I'm like, because like the parts that happen in the past are italics.
Right.
And I'm like
this is not necessary. Like we can illustrate this a different way.
Like it's I don't love reading in italics.
Yeah, I get it.
I don't know why. It's just like weird.
Distracting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but I was liking the story so far. The characters are interesting. The mom of the main character is, well, I guess the mom is also main character. She's very unlikable. But the daughter is also not great. I don't know. The characters aren't super likable, but I'm like liking where the story's going.
Interesting.
And it's like kicked off, like I'm 6 chapters in and like the mystery has started. So it's like fast.
Yeah.
And it's only 400 pages. So it's like a lot of stuff has to happen in a short period of time.
I know. We're used to these like epic stories that are thousands of pages, multiple books. And so when you're like, it's 400 pages, whatever, like we got to get in here if we're going to get through this story.
Yeah.
Murder mystery. I watched The Housemaid. Did you read that or watch it?
No, but I was going to watch it the other day and Will said he wanted to watch it together. So I was like,
it is.
It's
like,
meh?
It's so bad.
So bad.
It's like within probably the first
You know what's gonna
5
happen.
minutes. I was like, I knew the main twist, and then I was like, and then it will either go this way or this way, and yes, the one way it did. Like, oh, I was so, and the acting is not.
Even Amanda Seyfried, I love her. I like adore her in almost everything she's in.
No, she's bad.
Like a bad actress in it? Or like, she's like a bad person?
Like a bad actress.
Interesting.
Yeah, I don't know.
I love like Mamma Mia, Mean Girls. She's in a couple murdery ones that I'm like, oh, she's so good.
That one with, was it? I wanted to say Josh Hartnett, but that's not right.
Yes. Oh yeah, that one's cute. But she also lives in like a glass house one, and like someone dies, and like she's very good in that one.
Yeah, not this. I will say again, given the fact that I knew in the first 5 minutes what was going to happen, I don't know that she's working with great source material. And I don't know if it's because I love true crime so much.
They're making a second one as well.
And I see how they could. I don't know. Well, like, I'll be curious to hear your take if you, in the first, like, little bit, guess what's going on. Because you also are a huge true crime lover. And so I wonder, I should text my midwife, who also loves Moida and is a big true crime, and be like, have you read this, seen this? Did you also figure this out right away?
I wonder if the book is better.
I wondered that too. If it was something.
But now you've watched the movie, you're kind of like, well, the book is spoiled.
Mysteries and stuff like that. Yeah,
you can't do both. No. Or you can't. I think you can watch the movie after, but I don't think you can read the book after you watch the movie.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. That's why Will's struggling with Harry Potter. I think he's going to stop reading it. I'm like,
no. Where is he? What part? What book?
Book 1. Well, he's like, I just keep imagining the movie. And I'm like, okay, because I read all the books before the movies came out.
Yeah.
And I'm so stoked for the TV show.
I know, me too.
And so, but he's just, I said, I'm like, I just don't think you're a lover of fantasy.
Yeah.
And then I'm like, ugh,
I know.
Who are you?
Andrew is like, so he's like halfway through Mist and Fury, and he's in like that dry section that Allie got stuck in, where it's like they're at the House of Wynn and they're getting a bit of like the lore dump and
like dinner.
Yes, totally. And he's just like, oh, like he's reading like 2 pages every week or so. No, truly. He like, the problem is it puts him to sleep. Like he doesn't read until he's like ready for bed. And so then he gets into bed and he like starts reading, but at that point he's already like kind of half asleep. And so then he just passes out, and then I sit there fuming and I'm like, you just get through it. Come on. Yeah.
I think it could be a testament to like the perseverance of women. We're like, we just got to get through this and we'll make it to like the good part. And we're like, we'll just try just a little harder, give it a little more chance.
I mean, that is so many books.
And then men are like, genre. I don't like this.
No immediate payoff. I'm done.
Yes. It's like instant versus delayed gratification.
Look at you. Point.
My job.
Okay, this is a massive episode.
Yeah, we should get going.
Should we get going? Okay. It is time to talk lore, lust, and loose morals as we unpack adventures, escape to new worlds, and, of course, swoon over our best book boyfriends.
We're sat for chapters 43 through 48 of A Court of Wings and Ruin. We're entering morally flexible and emotionally unstable territory, our favorite combo. The tension, thick enough to cut with truth teller. High stakes meetings, huge egos, and a room full of powerful males who absolutely cannot, and we hope, will not behave. Alliances are on the table, grudges are front and center, and Feyre is walking a razor-thin line between high lady diplomacy and say one more thing and I will ruin you. We wholeheartedly support this chaos.
This podcast has all of our favorite R words: romance, racy, risque, and, of course,
our big, strong RHYSAND.
As such, it is rated R. Please listen accordingly.
We'll kick off every episode with Babes Between the Lines,
where we read what's written, obsess over what isn't,
and dig past the dialogue so you don't miss the magic, motives, or mistakes.
Momo.
Ow. My foot.
Rotten baby.
She's like, I hate this sock.
Kiss, kiss, Kiss
Because
and attack.
I cut her nails today. And she's
I
she's
also cut Lucy's nails
she's
today.
such a psycho.
No, she's a good girl. She
Literally could pick her up with my. Oh, now she's on.
off she goes.
She's like, I must get my ball. See, that's exactly.
I
Meow. No,
Who's-
meow is Avy.
was gonna say, is that Amy?
Avy's like, Chapter 43 opens like Prithian's most elite and frankly unfairly attractive summit. We're immediately introduced to the Peregrines, our feathered angel-adjacent legion, closely tied to Draken's seraphim.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, seraphim are a type of angel in the Bible.
Yeah.
Peregrine, I'm like peregrine falcon,
Yeah.
like a buddy bud. What's the difference? Or do you get into it?
No,
No.
it's like I think they're just like a different look. I don't know. Like they both have feathers. One has wings, or like one has like bigger wings than the other. I don't know.
Oh,
Honestly,
and bigger other bits.
the
to
wing-
accompany
the wingspans.
wingspan?
we will be measuring. Naturally, there is a handsome, unattached male standing beside Thesan, and naturally, everyone assumes that the mating bond is just pending. So, yeah, the High Lord of the Dawn Court, where they're meeting, has a male lover. Yeah, but everyone's like, oh yeah, it's just the mating bond waiting to like.
It's just any moment now.
They're so rare, but yet everyone seems to have one. Rude. Meanwhile, Rhys's wings are drawing attention left, right, and center because he comes to the meeting with his wings out.
And he never has them
Mm-mm.
out.
Mhm. But Feyre, our girl is locked onto the reflection pool, water lilies, what I can assume are koi fish in the description, serene beauty, and then has the audacity to smirk down the bond that they may need one of these back in Valara.
Stop. Rhys is so insecure about the decor
Yes,
in
of
night
the Dawn Court.
Yeah. He's like, our place is nice too.
Yeah, but Feyre's like, I like this reflection pool. He's like, because yes, in the middle of an impending war, Feyre is mentally bookmarking decor.
I mean, relatable.
She's like Pinterest board.
Yes. Saved content library on TikTok.
Yeah, file that away for later. Thesan himself is exactly what you'd expect from a High Lord in this world. Golden kissed skin and hair, rich brown eyes, and an overall aura of gilded perfection. At this point, one has to ask, is there a single mediocre male in Prithian? No.
No.
The
Maybe,
answer is no.
I was going to say, I guess he's not Prithian like Hybern. It's supposed to be kind of like meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't really get his description.
Well, maybe we do.
Right.
You and I are like, we don't know what it
We're
looks like.
Next.
Yeah.
He takes them all in. Rhys's wings, Feyre's tattoo, the crown, the everything, but says nothing, which honestly just makes it raise more questions. So like he looks at Feyre, looks at Rhys, and he's like, huh, but says like nothing about like, so you got married, so you have
Right.
wings.
Yeah.
He's just like, uh-huh.
Yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on.
Yeah, like it's weird.
Huh.
Then comes Callias, bringing icy elegance with white hair, ivory skin, and piercing blue eyes, alongside a very notable female in his entourage who is already locked onto Mor with a grin that could start fires. Mor, for her part, lights right up, giddy, emotional, fully swept into the moment as they reunite. Enter Vivian. I love Vivian.
That is literally in my section is like, I love Vivian.
Yeah.
Can we get more of her, please?
Yeah, she's like, I don't know, we don't get a lot of character development with her, but everything she says and everything she does, I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, like she's really likable.
And this ties back to how Mor's family used to rule the Winter Court, and that is
The North.
the North, yeah, and part of why she knows Vivian.
It doesn't exactly say in these chapters. It
Okay.
just says they were friends for like ever.
Yeah, okay. I mean, so I guess we're kind of maybe led to assume.
Yeah,
Mm.
I think so.
Okay.
Right. Wife, mate, and immediate icon. She is warm, teasing, grateful to Feyre for saving Callias from under the mountain, and somehow becomes even more beloved when she throws a vulgar gesture in his direction. So, like, he says, Feyre's like, oh, she thanks for saving her mate, Callias, and he's kind of like, well, she didn't really, like, save me.
Callias.
And Vivian's like, please, sir. And she gives him a vulgar gesture, and I'm like, yes, Feyre loves her.
I love it.
Feyre instantly likes her, which means we do too.
Yep.
Still, beneath the pleasantries, the tension between Rhys and Callias lingers, tight, controlled, and very much alive. The third High Lord's arrival pulls Feyre into memory, quote, I'd been mesmerized by the colors, the artistry, but more interested in the shipment of mirth and figs that had come with it. A few of the latter my father had snuck to me while I loitered in his office. Even now, I could still taste their sweetness on my tongue, still smell that earthy scent, and I couldn't quite explain why. But I remembered that ancient necklace and those exquisite delicacies as he prowled towards us. Helion. So she talks about like seeing him, and like somewhere in her memory it like triggers like the thought of her father, and like this exchange of like these fruits, and how I think it's kind of how Helion smells, because like everyone says smell is like one of the things that triggers the most memories. Yeah. So I was like, I don't know, like we love Helion, but like he has to play a bigger role too, because he's like besties with the Night Court, so it's like
and also his like, I mean, as we'll get into, his ties with Lucian, and I think he'll have more.
I think we'll learn the most about him moving forward
out of all the other High Lords. Yeah, I think you're right. Him, and then I would say like the Autumn Court in general, I think will play.
Because well, hopefully Baron will die. Helion, High Lord of the Day Court, spell cleaver, keeper of vast knowledge, and according to Feyre, nearly as beautiful as Rhysand, which we all know is not a statement made lightly.
No kidding.
One has to wonder how those libraries stayed safe all this time. Ward's spells, something deeply Helion coded. So this is, like, I had questions about this, because when it talks about Jessica and it talks about all the other libraries, and it's like, oh, well, they're all like set on fire or destroyed, like, first of all, where is Helion's library, and how did he keep it safe?
Yeah.
And then I also don't remember I don't remember what happens to the Book of Breathings at the end of Silver Flames. And I'm like, how does it end up in Crescent City? How? I have questions.
Caitlin, do you know? Nope. She also doesn't know.
Okay, I've done my research.
Welcome to how we feel 99% of the time. We're like,
he wastes no time either, coolly asking, quote, does Tamlin know what she is? Rhys, of course, meets that energy with smooth sarcasm, replaying, if he arrives, I suppose we'll find out. Helion's laugh shifts the room immediately, tension snapping into place as protectors edge closer to their High Lords. So it talks about his laugh being like very menacing, and everyone's kind of like, like I almost did like a witch cackle, yeah. And everyone's like, his attention then lands on Nesta, and she does not flinch, quote, not a flicker of fear in her eyes, in her upraised chin. And before the meeting can even properly begin, she lays it out. She was made by Hybern. No hesitation, no fear, just truth. And with that, Feyre follows, filling in the rest without pause. Nesta and Elaine were forced into the cauldron, Tamlin and Ianthe betrayed them, and this meeting, it's about doing something about it. So, like, nobody really knew the full story about, like, why, you know, I mean, obviously vengeance and stuff, and they don't want Hybern to have a war, but, like, they didn't know kind of the backstory of why Nesta and Elaine are now High Fae.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Or at least all of them didn't. I think the Autumn Court did. Anywho. The shock ripples through the gathered court, disbelief settling in as everyone takes their seats. As the room shifts into that strange pre-meeting lull, snacks, side conversation, tension simmering, we get a glimpse into Callias and Vivian's story. Before Under the Mountain, he used what little power he had left to tell her he loved her and to protect his court. Over 50 years, her feelings only deepened, and when he returned, they married. And while doing the deed, the bond snapped into place. As it does. Romantic, efficient, and apparently detailed enough that Vivian spares more none of the details, while the rest of the room waits for the remaining High Lords, because like Vivian starts like talking to more about like, you know, while we were doing it, and like all these things. Everyone's like, anyway, and Moore's like,
how are things in your neck of the woods?
Yeah, it's quite cute. Tarquin arrives fashionably late, followed shortly by Baron and all of his wretched sons. Because, of course, it's a full family affair. Varian is immediately clocking the absence of someone important. Where's Amryn? And Moore's tension spikes in response to the Autumn's arrival. Lucian's mother is present as well, her gaze drifting to Helion and then away again. quiet but noticeable. Curious.
Oh, I wonder why.
Baron, as expected, contributes absolutely nothing, but Eris does step in to keep his brothers in line. Feyre can't help but wonder if that cold control will one day turn into something more. If he'll shed that mask when he takes his father's place. So all the other sons are like beaking off about whatever.
Right.
And Baron's like just letting them like kind of chirp away. And Eris is like, fucking get it together.
Gets everyone in line.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and then Feyre kind of in that moment has like a thought like,
Yeah.
maybe. She has a lot of about Eris this meeting. Like, I talk about it a little bit more. But for now, her disgust remains firmly intact, especially when it comes to his history with Mor and that ever-present smugness. And just as Rhys is about to begin, just as the meeting is about to truly start, the air splits, quote, like a crack of lightning, vicious as a spring storm, he winnowed into the chamber itself. Subtlety? Never heard of it. He arrives with full presence, full audacity, and, quote, smiled like a wolf. And just like that, whatever fragile sense of order existed is gone.
Boom.
Tamlin's here. Goody.
Oh, yeah.
Chapter 44. Silence, stillness, shields locked down. And then he arrives, smiling like he didn't just walk into a room full of people who would happily slit his throat.
Yeah, everyone's pissed at him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally everyone.
Yeah.
Feyre is immediately not having it. He takes in everything, the ring, the tattoo, the crown, but says nothing. Doesn't react, just stares. Which somehow makes it worse.
Right, because there's nothing for you to then react to.
No. Yeah. So she's just kind of like sitting in her high lady glory. And he's like, like, say something. And then, of course, Tamlin does open his mouth. Quote, it would seem congratulations are in order. Oh, good. We're starting with passive aggressiveness.
Oh, yeah.
The simmering rage between Night and Spring is immediate, thick, and very much mutual. Rhys, not interested in playing nice, shuts it down quickly. Quote, I'm not in the business of discussing our plans with enemies. Which, yes, raises a fair question, considering they did invite him.
Yes, I was just going to say, didn't you invite Tamlin?
Exactly. So it's like, that didn't make sense to me, but...
Yeah.
However, but logic has left the building because Tamlin is about to start Tamlining in the most predictable way. He doubles down, fully rewriting history in real time. Quote, if you hadn't stolen my bride away in the night, RHYSAND, I would not have been forced to take such drastic measures to get her back. Be serious.
Wow.
Yeah, I know.
And he still refers to her as my bride in that moment.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yep. The lack of self-awareness is almost impressive.
Yeah.
Almost. And just when you think he might plateau, he goes lower. Much lower. Gloves off, dignity gone, he throws out. Quote, when you fuck her, have you ever noticed that little noise she makes right before she climaxes?
Here it is.
It's crude, it's calculated, and it's meant to strip Feyre of her power and reduce her to something small. It's pathetic and uncomfortably familiar because we've all seen this type before. Reject them and suddenly you're the villain in their story.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
His behavior here is like... bleh.
It's the whole like guys being like, I'm a nice guy, I'm not like other guys. And then you're like, oh, I'm not really interested. And they're like, well, you're just a bitch.
Yeah.
Like, oh, so you're not such a nice guy.
So you're just like everyone else.
Right.
Perfect.
Yeah, narrative confirmed.
Exactly. Amid the chaos, we get clarity on why Callias holds such deep resentment towards Rhys, the massacre of those Winter Court children, Amarantha's cruelty, and Rhys's apparent inaction. But we all know better. We know that moment cost him, how it haunted him, how he carries it alone. Still, the High Lords demand answers. What did he do to stop it? Feyre, feeling the weight, something he hadn't even told her. She reaches for him and says, quote, I believe you. So in this moment, he's trying to explain himself, like what had happened and how he was trying to make it the best of like a really, really bad situation.
Was he sent to kill those children?
So it was something like, no, he didn't do it, but he didn't like reach into the minds of the like guards who did and like stop them. And he provides like reasoning as to why.
Right.
But obviously, like, I mean,
It's
like
just terrible.
sketchy at best and like, terrible.
Yeah.
But Feyre didn't even know this. Like she didn't know about, because this happened long before she ever got there. And so she's like shocked and can like feel his like pain. And she's like, he kept this like not from me. She wasn't mad, but she was like, this is so painful that he like hasn't even talked about it with me. Right. So then she feels obviously like the need to comfort him. It's quiet, but it lands. Not everyone is convinced, though. Baron, ever eager to twist the knife, fires back, quote, says the woman who gave an innocent girl's name in her stead for Amarantha to butcher as well. And yes, that lands too. So, like, he's kind of like, well, that's rich coming from you, like, using someone else as a scapegoat. Which, I mean, okay, Feyre didn't know what was going to happen to Claire.
She just said like whatever name popped into her head.
Yeah.
Yes. And then obviously was like, oh my God, what have I done?
Yeah, killed her and her entire family. But it's fine. Everything's fine. R.I.P. Claire. RHYSAND explains he was trapped, unaware, while Amarantha moved against the Winter Court. Suspicious of his loyalty, she had already begun to doubt him after he persuaded her to spare, like, Callias himself.
Oh.
So he was locked in her bedroom. And so she sent a Damati to tear through minds, to rewrite blame, to isolate them, and to ensure no alliance could form. It's brutal, it's calculated, and it's so utterly Amarantha.
Oh, yeah.
Tamlin unsurprisingly scoffs and demands proof. But Callias, listening, watching, believes him. And then asks the question everyone is thinking, quote, why are you here, Tamlin?
Right. Yeah, like, what are you doing, man?
And here's where the fandom collectively rolls their eyes, because Tamlin claims he's here to help. Naturally, no one believes him. Yeah. They want proof, reason, anything to justify his presence.
Yeah.
Instead, he spirals again, back to Feyre, back to bitterness, back to dragging her through the mud. Quote, it was so easy for you to call me a monster despite all I did for you, for your family. You witnessed all that he did under the mountain, and you still spread your legs for him. Fitting, I suppose. He whored for Amarantha for decades. Why shouldn't you be his whore in return? It's vile, full stop. And wildly ironic coming from someone who under the mountain did literally fucking nothing. Yeah. While others suffered, fought, sacrificed, he sits.
Yeah.
Silent still. Like, he is just... I see why in the interview with Call Her Daddy, she's like, I don't think I can give him a redemption arc. And it's moments like these where you're like, yes, like he is not redeemable.
It's hard because I think she did a great job of being like, making him feel like a full person. So I wonder if, similar to Nesta, like if we hadn't read Silver Flames from Nesta's perspective and hadn't gotten to the end where she has her big redemption arc, and instead we had heard about how she, like all the horrible, like truly mean, nasty things she does, would we be feeling about her a little bit similarly to how we feel about Tamlin? But because we read it from her perspective, and then we also got to the other side of it with her, we like find her so compelling. I just wonder if she were to try to write a story from Tamlin's perspective, which I don't think she would, I don't know if we would find him more relatable, because she does point out that he had a horrible upbringing and monsters aren't created in vacuums. But yes, these moments, like, and this is also such a classic hetero male feeling insecure and threatened by a girl who is like, who rejects them, and then
it's like the lowest blow.
Yeah, says you're a whore, right? It's that like, you're a bitch, you're a whore, you're a slut, right? Like anyway.
I just don't feel like Nesta, even though she did like some horrible things, did things that were
as bad as.
No.
I'm trying to
like Tamlin betraying Feyre and like with her sisters and aligning with Hybern, basically physically and mentally abusing Feyre.
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't like Nesta's mean and like says mean things.
Yeah. But it isn't like there isn't that like almost like violence. Well, not almost violence.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the like power dynamic of being like a high lord versus like she was, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Aligned.
Aligned. But now, by now, the inner circle is hanging on by a mere thread. More Cassian, Azriel, and honestly, most terrifying of all, Nesta, are seconds away from launching themselves across that pool. Patience gone, tolerance evaporated. And then suddenly papers appear, a stack. Information on Highburn, their armies, their movements, tangible, strategic, useful. The room shifts, but the skepticism remains, as it should.
Yeah.
Tamlin pivots, spinning this narrative that he's an ally, a spy, working from within.
Right.
Thiessen immediately calls it out, pointing out that discouraging them from uniting is exactly what Highburn would want. Convenient, isn't it? Because he's like, how can you align with the Night Court and this and that? And he's like, well, Highburn wouldn't want us to come together because together we're more powerful, like unified. We might stand a chance.
Right.
And he's like, that. That's exactly what the enemies of Seabiscuit would say.
That's the second time you know.
So applicable. So applicable. Oh, The Office. Anyways. Tamlin insists it's a warning, pushing further, questioning how the Night Court even knew Valaris was attacked, how they arrived at the Summer Court in time. Curious.
Oh.
And here's where it gets interesting, because we know Varian sent that warning only to them. Because, well, you know.
Yeah.
Tarquin's shock is immediate. So Tarquin didn't know that Varian sent a message to Amren for help. So he's like...
Tarquin never thought to ask? Like,
No.
how did it... Stop. Tarquin.
So, yeah.
He's like, oh yeah, hey, how did you know?
And Tamlin seizes, like, Tarquin's visible shock, suggesting Varian is plotting against him.
Oh, and
which
that's the
is
wrong move.
A reach.
Yeah.
Like a very desperate one. Because what is it? His cousin? Brother?
I don't know. We had that discussion
Everyone's
before.
related.
Yeah.
Nesta, having reached her absolute limit, hisses that maybe Tamlin should look in the mirror if he wants to understand why Feyre left. And truly, no notes.
Yep.
Like, yes.
Good big sister moment.
But Tamlin, committed to his downward spiral, keeps going, digging himself deeper, louder, angrier, until suddenly nothing. Silence. Not because he chose it, but because it was taken from him.
Oh.
Quote, Rhys was as different from them as humans were to Fae. They forgot sometimes how deep that well of power went, what manner of power Rhys bore. But as Rhysand ripped away Tamlin's ability to speak, they remembered.
This line.
Mm-hmm.
That Rhys is as different to them as humans are to Fae.
And just like that, mic drop. Chapter 45 opens with one very important truth. The most powerful High Lord in history is absolutely not going to sit there and let Feyre's ex keep running his mouth unchecked. Not now, not ever. Tamlin is sitting straining against Rhys's magic, eyes full of hate, trying to force himself free. And honestly, how embarrassing for him.
What? Like it's hard?
Yeah. Because the answer here is very simple. No, you are not to speak without permission. And Rhys, in case anyone in that room forgot exactly who they were dealing with, reminds them all with the kind of calm that somehow feels more threatening than a shout ever could. Quote, consider the fact that it would be far less time-consuming to slice into your minds and make you do my bidding. And the thing is, he's not bluffing.
He's not, and he's not wrong.
No.
Like,
if Rhysand wanted to, he would.
Right.
That quiet little reminder lands exactly the way it was meant to with our group.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's like, honestly, if I wanted to, I just fucking make you do what I want. Like,
right. Like, you guys should be grateful that
I'm giving you a choice.
Right. That I'm a good person.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a gray good person. He's a bit morally gray. I loved that part. It was so good. So Baron naturally scoffs because apparently self-preservation has never been his strong skill, while Tarquin seems to be weighing whether he wants to calm the room down or let the chaos unfold. Thankfully, he chooses diplomacy over violence and asks the question that actually matters. Why did the Night Court come to Summer's aid? The answer is almost absurdly simple. Because we're friends? Like, Rhys is like, because we're friends, right? Right? We're friends.
You like me. You really like me.
And just like that, the blood rubies are rescinded. It's a surprisingly meaningful shift in the middle of all this tension. Though Cassian mutters, quote, don't expect Amryn to return hers. Keeps the moment exactly the right amount of unserious. Meanwhile, Varian can barely hide his satisfaction because subtlety has apparently left the room for more than one male. Yeah, like Cassian's like, Amryn's not giving hers back. And
Right.
Varian's like,
Cassian's also probably like, so like, can I come back now? Like, is the ban also
What
like
about my
lifted for me? I'm sorry about those buildings.
the whole town? Yeah, my bad. They don't say.
Poor Cassian.
But the blood rubies are a thing of the past. Of course, Tamlin's mouth may be magically shut, but the suspicion around him is very much alive. Rhys believes him, but the rest of the room remains cautious, especially Baron, who suddenly seems deeply invested in concerns over their shared border. Because, like, the Summer Court and
the
Bottom Court are
yes.
butt up.
Yeah.
And, like, for me, I'm like, really, Rhys? Like, you believe him? Like, kind of just like that. And also, where is Muth more with her truth-telling power? In this whole fucking meeting, she'll be like,
Yeah.
I am the Morrigan. I am truth.
Yeah.
Where Morrigan?
Yeah. I mean, and I talk about it a little bit in my section, but I wonder if part of it is like, this has been the Night Court's whole modus operandus is be the double agent, right? Act like the bad guy, but like secretly you're the good guy and you're working behind the scenes. So I wonder, like, it would feel a bit sitting on your high horse to look at Tamlin and be like, well, how could we trust you?
I guess
Who would ever do something like that? Also, I have wings. I don't know if I've ever mentioned that before, but like,
right. Yeah, that's true. But like, why isn't Morrigan using her truth power to like figure all this shit out?
No. More is inexcusable. It is
We're getting really off course here. Whether that concern is genuine or just another excuse to posture is another matter entirely. Then the conversation shifts to Lucien. Okay, pause. I was watching several TikToks, and some people, namely me, call him Lucien in several instances.
okay.
Mark it with a question mark. I'm like, hey, maybe I was right all along.
I mean, the audiobook says Lucien.
Well, the British people say Lucien.
Do they?
Yeah. That British grandma, she's so cute.
Oh my god, she is so cute.
Yeah, I love those TikToks. Actually, I think it might have been all British people, so maybe they just pronounce it different.
Right.
Anyway, side note. Right. And immediately Eris turns his attention towards Nesta before saying, quote, pretty. Oh my god. Pity you didn't bring the other sister. I hear our brother's mate is quite the beauty. And just like that, the air changes. Feyre's mouth goes dry because the question is immediate. How do they know? Like, how did it get back to them that Lucien, like Elaine, yes,
Elaine is his mate.
Mm-hmm.
How do they know?
Again, I've never read these books, so I don't know.
One of them is actually the Morrigan. Morse's lion.
More snaps back. But because Eris cannot resist becoming the worst version of himself, he fires, quote, good to know that after 500 years, you still dress like a slut. Like, the blows keep coming from these males.
Like 15-year-old boys.
Yes.
Yeah, who were like turned down at the dance.
Yeah.
Oh.
And then Azriel moves. Not stands, not reacts, moves. He is suddenly on Eris in a blur of blue shielding and pure unrestrained violence. Hands around his throat, a knee in his gut, and Baron's flame slamming uselessly against the shield around them. This part is so good. The room erupts in a heartbeat, but what makes this moment land is not Azriel's fury, but it's Feyre stepping in. Quote, as I put a tattooed hand on the hard, near invisible curve of the shield, and she said, "Come, Asriel." That is not Feyre intervening. That is Feyre standing in her power, in her authority, in her role as High Lady for every single person in that room to see. So, like, before this happens, they kind of play it around in their mind where, like, because Rhysand's like, Asriel, like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And then does nothing. And then Feyre
does nothing.
And I'm pretty sure Rhys is like, good.
Get him.
Yeah. But then Feyre walks up and is like, come on, Asriel, like, let's go sit down. Come, Asriel is, yeah. Yes. I agree. It's like a bit, but also
dog-like.
I don't hate it for her. Asriel's rage-filled eyes meet hers, and he obeys. We love an obedient man.
You're gonna say something like that.
We love an obedient man. Though not before leaning down to whisper one final sweet nothing into Eris's ear that leaves him visibly shaken. Like it's like he blanches at the like sound of what Asriel says.
Yeah.
Which I would love to know.
I know. What did he say?
Nesta silently shifts seats as Feyre and Asriel make their way back toward a pale and trembling Moor. And when everyone settles in again, Feyre looks directly at Eris and says, quote, "I don't care if we're allies in this war. If you insult my friends again, I won't stop him next time." Which makes him sound like a rabid dog, like on a leash, which I don't love.
Yeah.
And I think most, like a lot of the books, even Rhysand refers, like, get him.
Yes.
Sick him.
Yes. This is my whole...
Like I'm the enforcer.
Yes. And I don't know that he loves this position. But that it just is like, it's where he has found value and how he has like found acceptance. And so he's just like, well, I guess I do this now.
Mm-hmm. Like, I guess this is my job now.
This is my life. Like, and how I have community and family and whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And perhaps for the first time this entire meeting, Eris makes a genuinely smart decision. Quote, "Apologies, Morrigan." He full names her too.
Yeah. He does that a few times with her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The reactions around the room are almost as interesting as the apology itself. Baron is stunned. The Lady of the Autumn Court seems pleased with Eris.
Wow.
Helion, because he is apparently incapable of resisting drama, looks delighted enough to place bets. And then suddenly the conversation pivots as magical photocopies. So the aforementioned papers that Tamlin makes appear, Helion's like, photocopies for everyone.
Oh my God, this is what we need.
Yes, not printers, not in-home printers. We need magic. I mean, this isn't the first time we've needed magic. Won't be the last. But yeah, he makes magical photocopies and distributes it to everyone at the table. Step 1, destroy the Faebane. And this is where the Dawn Court quietly shines. Thesian reveals Nuon, the brilliant female inventor who crafted Lucian's mechanical eye, her own golden mechanical hand, a testament to her genius.
That's right. Yep.
And honestly, we love a female securing her seat at the table.
Yeah, absolutely.
Nuon has already been working. Rumors that Hybern used Faebane in the attack on Valeris reached the Dawn Court. Lucian secured samples of said weapons. Hello, Mr. Fox. And she developed an ingestible powder that grants immunity to its magic dampening effects. Better still, Thiessen has already begun manufacturing it in 3 of his cities. In a room full of posturing high lords, it is this practical, brilliant solution that actually feels like hope.
Like, get shit done.
Yeah.
Oh, because this does feel a little like a executive meeting.
It's a teams meeting, and you're like,
oh, and it's just like a bunch of bigwigs being like posturing, like, well, I did this, and then finally someone be like, well, okay, I actually did do something, and here's what I've done, and I'm already, blah blah blah, and you're like, oh, thank God, someone's actually moving this along.
Mm-hmm.
Thank God.
Also, they didn't know that Lucian sent samples to Dawn.
Oh, interesting.
So in Feyre and Rhysand have a little sidebar down the bond, and she's like, oh, I guess she says something about him being a fox.
Right.
It's like something like, oh, I guess the fox is like, da da da, and Rhys is like, so it would seem, and I'm like,
peeved.
Yeah, a little. But Feyre's kind of like, oh,
yeah,
how do you like that?
Yeah,
he's like kind of back to himself herself
and
a little
she
bit.
like loves him as
Yeah,
a brother, and so
agreed.
she's just happy to see him like stepping a little bit into his own again. Versus RHYSAND is a little more just like follow the rules.
How dare he?
Yeah.
What are the house rules?
Yeah.
Yeah. Naturally, that hope lasts for approximately 5 seconds before Baron starts being barren again. Feyre immediately defends Nuon and her work, recognizing her for exactly what she is, quote, a female of pride and hard work. And while Baron continues to enjoy the sound of his own voice, Feyre's thoughts drift toward Eris, toward the male he might have been with a different father, toward the games he must have played to survive under the mountain. At this point, it's hard not to feel the edges of his villain arc beginning to crack. Rhys, practical as ever, declares that the Night Court will begin using Nuon's antidote immediately for the Inner Circle, their people, and their armies, which, of course, gives Tamlin the opportunity to snipe, quote, at least you have armies to give it to.
Oh, he's sore.
He mad.
He big mad.
And truly, every time Tamlin speaks in this meeting, it feels like the entire room develops a headache in unison. So Feyre literally is like, my head's starting to hurt. And I'm like, girl, same.
Yeah.
Every time he opens his fucking mouth, it's like, oh, this again.
Wah, wah.
Helion moves the discussion towards step 2, evacuating the Spring Court. But Baron refuses to take any of Tamlin's people.
Shocker.
Exactly. Vivian, becoming more iconic by the second, cuts in with, quote, because everyone's too busy polishing every jewel in that trove of yours. Like, she, like, snaps at Baron, and Callias is like, oh, God.
I love this dynamic with Callias seeming to just be like, his wife is, like, a bit of, like, a feral.
Yeah.
Like, he can barely keep her contained. And she's, like, beaking off, and he's always just like, oh, Vivian.
Truly.
I do feel like that is Andrew and I.
He
Our
thinks
dynamic could have been.
He thinks it's funny, though, a lot of the time. He's like,
also
like, in the moment, he's like, oh, sweet mother of
But
God.
then he's kind of like grinning.
Like, yeah, he's like, good.
Like the other day at the office when I was like on the phone with Andrew, and I'm like, well, if you go into someone's email signature frequently, they will actually have their phone number. And he's like, think you're funny, hey? I'm like,
in fact, I
yeah.
do.
I'm like, are we flirting?
Well, Jamie's sitting beside me and she's laughing. Jamie thinks I'm funny. It is a perfect hit, and Baron responds exactly the way insecure men always do, with threats, contempt, and the desperate need to put a woman back in where he thinks is her place.
Yeah.
So he just like insults her with something. He says like, you were invited as a courtesy, not as a necessity, basically. And she's like, listen, fucker.
Yeah.
And Baron recounts how his wife barely escaped Highburn during the last war. Feyre notices Helion watching him closely, cautiously. It is brief, but impossible to ignore. Tarquin then volunteers to shelter the people of the Spring Court, because unlike Baron, some High Lords actually understand what leadership looks like. Baron objects again, because, like, why?
To someone else's court.
Yes. He's like, whoa.
On what grounds?
So basically he's mad because he's like, oh, so what? The North gets to just like tra-la-la while the rest of us down here in the South close to the wall are like friggin' building. And Rhys is like, come on, guy. Like, fuck, are you dumb? Also,
you're not even saying you're going to fight with us.
Yeah. Well, yes. Point 2. Which brings us to point 2. And when it is explained that Highborn will likely strike south towards the wall in the human lands, he makes it painfully clear that he has no interest in risking his armies for human lives.
There it is.
And that is when Feyre finally calls him what he is. Coward. The room literally is like,
right.
Her magic begins to crackle just beneath her skin, sharp and ready. And Baron, because he cannot help himself, throws Claire Better back in her face. Again. Accusing her of sacrificing the innocent girl to save herself. The memory cuts Feyre deep, and Rhys senses it instantly, trying to ease the edge of the moment with, quote, easy, Rhys purred. He's a cranky old bastard. So he tries to like make her laugh a little bit, but also like kind of lighten the moment because he can feel her being like,
right,
like just frothing at the mouth. He's like, easy. Nice, kitty.
Yeah.
Rhys gently points out that Feyre owes no one an explanation, while Baron reminds everyone that he still has not chosen where his loyalty lies. So yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, well, we'll see what happens. Maybe I'll fight with you. Maybe not.
Yeah. What's in it for me?
Ugh. Cassian then brings the conversation back to strategy, pointing out that armies need time to mobilize and they should have started basically yesterday.
Right.
Baron responds with all the cruelty he can muster, quote, I don't take orders from bastards of lesser fey whores. And before anyone else can react, it's Nesta who steps in.
Yeah.
Nesta, defending Cassian. The look on his face, disbelief, surprise, and something softer underneath. It's almost enough to distract from the absolute disaster unfolding around them. Like, everyone's like, oh.
And also,
And Cassian's like, she likes me. Almost, because Baron keeps going.
Yeah.
He pushes too far, turning his venom back on Rhys, sneering, quote, did you know while your mate was warming Amarantha's bed, most of our people were locked beneath that mountain? No idea.
What?
Stop.
Tell me more.
Ugh. Then worse. Did you know that while he had his head between her legs, most of us were fighting to keep our families from becoming the nightly entertainment? And somehow he still continues.
Right.
Twisting the knife, quote, and now RHYSAND wants to play hero. Amarantha's whore becomes Highborn's destroyer. But if it goes badly, will he get on his knees for Highborn or just spread his ellipses? And then the room explodes. Feyre's rage ignites into flame, his own flames, turning Baron's power against him and hurling it right back.
Also, like, did you know that we were going to be turned into the nightly entertainment? And I'm like, Feyre's like, hello, it's me. Hi, I'm the problem. It's yes, I am aware. I was the entertainment.
Did you see the 3 trials?
Did you see the worm? Like,
can't read. Fuck.
Can't read.
Oh, Baron and Tamlin deserve each other. Like, they are.
Maybe that's the love story for that.
They are
me.
of the same cloth. Like, insecure,
Yeah.
domineering,
Lash out when they're
violent.
Violent.
Mhm.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
And they hate women.
Yep. Yeah.
Your turn.
Chapter 46. Baron shields in time. Barely. But the heat still singes Eris and his mother. Feyre hears nothing, sending a wave of water to encircle Baron to drown him. The flame pushes against the water, turning it to steam. Baron pushes against Feyre's encroaching shield of watery doom, and Feyre sends a spear of white light through his magic. Spell-cleaving magic. Suddenly, Rhys is before her, his hands on her face, telling her softly that she's made her point. Soothingly, he tells her he loves her. Finally, slowly, Feyre's senses return to her, and she sees the room around her once more, the High Lords all on their feet, staring at her in shock. Before we get...
She's like, yeah, bitches.
Yeah,
I own you.
Yeah, that's right. She's like, yeah, that's scary. My husband's got big dog privilege. Before we get too much further into this section, I want to pause on the fact that once again, it's the shadow of Amarantha that is haunting RHYSAND and Feyre and Callias and Baron, like all of them. It is her. They're not talking really even about Highborn as much as they are talking about Amarantha and how horrible she was. It's her lurking presence and the horrible memory of what she did that is the breaking point for this group.
I think I have thoughts on this.
Okay.
Continue.
Excellent. Back to the story at hand, which features some very surprised and a couple furious High Lords. Quote, that was how you got through my wards, Tarquin murmured from Helion. Quote, huh? I wondered where it went, that little bit, so small, like a fish missing a single scale. But I still felt whenever something brushed against that empty spot. A smirk at Rhys. No wonder you made her High Lady.
Ooh.
Helion asked Tamlin if he knew, and he says it was none of their business. To no one's surprise, Baron disagrees, saying it belongs to them. As Feyre, ignoring him, goes to once again take her seat, she turns to Baron's wife, cradling her injured arm, and apologizes. Baron is on her in an instant. Quote, Don't talk to her, you human filth. Rhys breaks through all of Baron's shields and wards with hardly a thought and slams his power into the Autumn Court's High Lord, knocking him off his feet, the chair behind him disintegrating into nothingness, warning Baron to never speak to his mate that way again. Shocking exactly no one. Baron declares that this meeting is over and goes to leave, but it's Nesta who stands, her eyes like steel, and says, quote, "This meeting is not over." Nessie goes on to tell the High Lords, who are watching her with rapt attention, that she saw Hybern's heart when she went into the cauldron, and she knows that he intends to butcher those on both sides of the wall. Did we talk about this at all in Silver Flames? She saw Hybern's heart? I was like, I read this and I was like, that's news to me.
No.
Like, okay.
I don't think it ever gets mentioned again.
Okay.
I mean, don't call me.
Right.
Caitlin?
Caitlin, yeah, our resident fact checker. Caitlin's like, I don't think so. Thiessen tries to push back, saying the treaty only required that they leave the humans alone. But Nesta doesn't care about the treaty. She cares about what is right now, what is right for the future, what is right for children, Fae and human alike.
This is where Nesta and Feyre are so similar. There's no hierarchy of importance in their minds. It's like
black and white.
Nesta maybe a little more like when she has like Gwen and like Cassian, like they're her like
inner circle. Yeah.
But not really. Like if push came to shove.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She seems to have a thing about children too, like protecting children.
Could that stem from like her protection of Elaine as a child?
I don't know. Well, and as an adult.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I don't know. Baron and his family look at Nesta with begrudging admiration and say that they will consider joining ranks with the Night Court. And then in a blink, they vanish. There's a lot of talk in this section about the Autumn Court seeming to be particularly drawn to Nesta. Like, they talk about, like, for once, Baron actually, like, stops and listens, and, like, he and all his sons are, like, paying attention to her and, like, showing her respect. And I'm like, is there something here with a tie to flames, like their magic being fire-based, and then Nesta, as we will like learn later, has like, I don't know.
I feel like it's more like they sense her power, like how not necessarily her flame, but like how powerful she is, and they're like,
game sees game.
We should have that.
Right. Oh, like they want it.
Yeah, they're like, interesting. How can we acquire
They're
this?
clocking her, not respecting her.
I think so.
Interesting. Yeah,
that was my take.
Yeah. Tarquin announces he and his court are with them, regardless of Feyre having his magic, saying that she saved them under the mountain, so a kernel of power seems a fair payment.
Facts.
Yeah. Like 100%. Thiessen is neutral. What's done is done. Very, I think you said last time, like very Switzerland. Yeah. Callias is unsure. Helion seems unbothered, and we all know how Baron felt. Feyre takes a final stance. She will use her powers, regardless of what the other High Lords want, and she will use them to protect their people, Fae and mortal alike. Interestingly, it is Vivian and then Cressida.
I think it's Cressida.
They are the ones who rise first, not the High Lords, not men, women, agreeing to fight alongside Feyre and the Night Court. Their High Lords finally join them, and then eventually so do all of the rest.
So Cressida is Tarquin's sister?
I think so, yeah.
She's the one who had it bad for Rhys.
Yes.
Yeah,
Feyre's
okay.
all jelly, yeah.
Yeah.
Quote, 6 out of 7, Rhys chuckled down the bond. Not bad, Cursebreaker. Not bad at all.
Is Tamlin still here?
Tamlin is still there, yes. And he does,
Unfortunately.
He does stand.
Oh, he does?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chapter 47. While almost everyone has decided to align against Hybern, the rest of the meeting shows little progress. Snarling, snarking, and general toddler-like behavior encompasses the majority of their interactions until Thiessen adjourns them and invites everyone to stay the night, which I feel like all of them are like, okay, like it's so,
sleepover.
Yeah, and it's so gorgeous,
Yes.
and they all can't stop talking about how pretty it is.
Yeah.
Many of the courts agree to take Thiessen up on his offer, and as they go to depart for their respective rooms, soon it is just the night court and the winter court left. When RHYSAND remarks that none of them won their bet about who would fight first, Asriel stonily replies, sorry. And it's Vivian who says, Eris had it coming, and that he's a piece of shit. This is where I was like, I want to see more of Vivian.
Yeah.
Like, she is the best. First off, like, Asriel is described pretty much in this whole next section as being kind of like,
he's despondent, basically.
Yeah, like I think he feels like really upset with himself that he like showed any emotion. The whole like thing with Moore was like really freaked him out. Like I think it was just he's very upset, and so then everyone else is kind of like,
I've got a spot for you right here.
Poor baby boy, and everyone's terrified of him. So to see him like upset and like he's scary, but Vivian is just like, ugh. He's the worst. He's a piece of shit. I love her.
She's pretty like straight. Like she's a straight shooter.
She's a little bit like Bryce.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
They would be friends.
Yeah. They are escorted to their gorgeous suite, littered with, interestingly, birds of different colors and sizes, all in different gilded cages. Asriel slouches into a shadowy corner, more morose than normal. Feyre asks RHYSAND down the bond if he is okay, as they all watch him warily. Quote, likely not, but if we try to talk to him about it, it will make it worse. His response to Asriel, like again, throughout these sections is really interesting. It is he doesn't act like a friend, in my opinion. He very much acts like a boss, like a boss that he has had for a long time, and they know each other, and they're like comfortable.
I would agree with that.
And there's like affection and respect, but not like a friend.
I would say that's true for most of the series. Like he's definitely friendly with Cassian. Yes. And Asriel is more like a workhorse. Yeah. Like doing his bidding and like and like they talk about the snowball fight, like whatever. Sure. But I agree. It's like Cassian is like the friend, and Asriel is like
the tag along.
Yes, but Cassian loves Asriel.
Yes, Cassian does.
Yes,
but the way that Rhys talks to him is like he is very upset, and the way that Rhys was like kind of joked about it, like, oh, like none of us won our bet. Asriel feels a bit like a passive aggressive. Like, what were you doing? I don't know. I didn't love it. Talk turns to the meeting and Tamlin. Feyre and RHYSAND are struggling here. They both feel guilty that neither of them considered that he would have been working as a double agent, which, as I pointed out, especially considering the fact that this is the Night Court's whole MO, maybe they should have thought about that.
It just doesn't seem like Tamlin is not a forward thinker. And so in my mind, like, this was not his thought when making the deal with Hybern. Like, he's like, I need to get Feyre back. And he's like, this is the only way to do it. But now that he's kind of fucked, he's like, oh yeah, double agent. That's what I was doing. Sure.
That's my plan all along.
Yeah. So it feels like he's just, like, he's so reactive and so reactionary that I just, it seems out of character that he would be playing the long game.
Right. I think that he does have examples of having tried to play the long game, like with the whole during the 50 years working with his court and sending those members across the wall to try to find the human. Like, he does show the capacity for foresight, but he is unable to regulate himself when he's upset, to your point. And then he goes into like beast mode. And Rhys comments on that. He's like, we fell into the trap of only thinking of him as like a warrior brute. And he does have that side, but he is multidimensional. Yeah. I get it.
I hate Tamlin.
Feyre is about to go check on Nesta when a knock sounds. Rhysand opens the door to their suite to reveal everyone's favorite playboy, Helion. Helion asks why Rhysand got the room with the better view, to which Rhys surmises that Thesan finds the night court males prettier than Helion's. I mean, don't we all?
Same boy,
Yeah.
same.
Rhys compliments Helion on his performance, and Helion bows to Feyre, apologizing for the bastard act. And he is suddenly as light and joyful as the glowing magic Feyre feels when she channels his power. And then Helion triggers a collective scream from the fandom when he turns to Mor, Cassian, and Asriel and says, quote, "It's been, 4 centuries now, and you 3 still haven't accepted my offer." To which Mor says she doesn't like to share. I'm hyperventilating. So is Feyre.
So is Jamie.
And she asks down the bond to Rhys, why the hell haven't they accepted his offer? And then Rhys is like, would you like to have someone else join us dans le boudoir, my darling?
Yeah.
And she doesn't say no.
No, she's not like, no, absolutely not. She's like,
her toes curl. And he's like, oh yeah, I think you'd like that, to have another male worshiping you. Is this foreshadowing?
Sir. Okay, where they're like Vava Vanilla in the next 2 books, and we're like, book 6.
Right, baby, this is where it happens. A little bit of spice with them. Oh my god.
Can you imagine?
I mean, vividly.
Helion we must get more of him.
Oh, yeah, he's fabulous.
Helion like answers the question about the threesome the way I did last episode. He's like, with who?
Me. Talk turns to plans for the battle, numbers of soldiers, locations for encampments, wondering what Baron will do. Helion says that during the war, Baron played games, which cost him and his people remember that, including his wife. When Feyre queries what he means by that, Helion's attention lands squarely on her. During the war, the Lady of the Autumn Court had been sent to stay with her sisters. When Hybern attacked their residence, her sisters protected her, sending her to run. In the interim, they were brutally murdered. Hybern's beasts chased the Autumn Court's lady to a ledge above a ravine. The emotion in Helion's voice, the level of detail in the story, Feyre guesses aloud that Helion was there. He saved her. He confirms, saying he tore the beasts apart with his own hands. She was too young, says Helion, had been married at 20 to Baron, like literally 20 years old, which is...
That's when Feyre and Rhys got married.
But like in Fey world, like when they live to be so crazy old, like that's crazy young.
Also unhappy for that long.
Yes.
Yeah.
And now the lore gets real, with Mor adding in that she heard a rumor once that the Lady of the Autumn Court had waited for someone else to ask for her hand before her family finally sold her to Baron. Had waited for a certain male she had met at an equinox ball.
Who could that be?
And then our nosy Feyre straight up asks it. Did Helion and Lucian's mother have an affair? Like, she just asked him. She's like, oh my god, did you have an affair? Like, can you... I can
subtlety is like...
I can just imagine like going out with her and someone like makes a comment where normally you'd be like, ooh, like file that away to like ask in private later. And instead there's that one person who's like, what do you mean by that? And you're like, oh my god, shut up. Like, that is Feyre. Helion puts a finger to his lips, saying, quote, careful, high lady. Even the birds report to Thesan here. Sneaky Thesan. Mm-hmm. That like
I love that.
Oh, I forgot about that, and then I read because I was like, why are there fucking birds all over this place?
This is bird court.
Yeah, like there's like peacock, like peacocks. I'm like, okay, those are pretty, but then he's got just like birds and cages everywhere. I'm like, this is a bit like bird people.
Odd.
No offense to bird people. You guys are characters. Like
Tess loves birds.
Look,
wild birds. I don't think she owns birds.
And like, I had a roommate who owned a bird, and I loved that roommate. She also was, on the personality scale, there was a lot of personality going on there. I'm someone who also would identify as big personality, but I'm just saying, I'm backtracking all over the place here. I don't want to offend the ornithologist. Our ornithologist listeners. I'm like, there's a crow outside my room I'm trying to make friends with. Okay, but actually, I messaged Sydney at work because the other day we have there's the pasture, there's all these frogs that are like croaking in it right now. And the other day I was working in my room and then I heard this like, I was like, it sounded like a giant frog like outside my room. And I was like, what the fuck? And I looked and it was a crow.
Crows can mimic other,
Yes. And so then I was like, I messaged Sydney at work. We have a coworker who is a biologist and loves birds. And I was like, oh my God, this crow, isn't this so cool? She's like, yeah. And then I was like, how do I make it my friend?
What did she say?
Well, she said, leave it gifts. She was like, truly, like, leave it little presents, like, outside of your home, and you guys will be friends in no time. And I was like, it'll, like, land on my shoulder, and I'll have, like, a familiar, and I'll basically just be like a witch. Like, is that what you're saying? She didn't respond.
She's like, I'm going to file this away for later.
Yeah.
File it under section weird.
Yeah. Calling HR. Anyway. Love you, ornithologists. Eventually, Helion confirmed, saying, yes, the affair took place on and off for years. But the relationship ended centuries ago, and now she is Baron's victim. As Feyre takes it all in, she says down to the bond to RHYSAND, quote, Helion is Lucian's father. Rhys was silent, then, quote, holy burning hell. Like, Feyre would absolutely, in these, like, sections where you and I are like, oh my God, like, clue. This would be Feyre. Like, she's like, oh, this and that, and look at his nose, and look at the skin, and like, blah, blah, blah. Like, she is nosy and suspicious and loves a good gossip.
She's like a Sherlock Holmes.
Yeah, she's all about it. Baron and his other sons likely suspect, but Helion and Lucian seem to have no idea. Quote, a bird of flame and a lord of fire. I wondered if they'd found each other yet. I'm locking in my bed. Lucian ends up with Asa.
Ooh, I would love that.
This quote, a bird of flame and a lord of fire. I wonder if they've found each other yet. Like, this feels like foreshadowing for sure. Nesta.
Question. Does Lucian have fire?
Yeah.
He does.
Yeah.
Yeah. He lights it in the cave, right?
Yeah. And they talk about it, actually, because Rhys is like, well, what about his firepower? Like, Feyre says, oh, but his power is fire. And then Rhys says
the mom is powerful.
The mom's family is powerful, and that's part of why Baron wanted her.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it's probably coming from her.
Okay.
Nesta appears, and everyone braces themselves.
Always.
Always. Everyone's always like,
oh God.
Helion bows, smiling at Nesta hypnotically. He tries to introduce himself, but Nesta snaps, quote, I don't care. And then turns to Feyre, demanding a word. Cassian barely chokes back a laugh as they leave. Like, he's described as, like, biting his knuckles. Like, he's like, yeah, that's my girl. Nesta tells Feyre they need to leave. Something feels wrong. Feyre is dismissive, but Nesta is insistent. Soon, Cassian joins them, asking what's going on, and Nesta repeats what she told Feyre. Cassian doesn't push her aside. Instead, goes to tell RHYSAND. Eventually, RHYSAND, Cassian, and Asriel leave, checking the wall, the palace, Valaris. Nothing. Everything is fine. They continue their evening, dining with Callias and Vivian. Mor and Helion exchanging heated glances.
Mor.
Once finished dinner, Callias and Vivian retire to their own suite. Rhys and Feyre go to bed. Asriel leaves for somewhere. And Mor
the roof to jump.
That's right.
Like, oh my gosh.
Yeah. And Mor and Helion head off to enjoy each other.
I don't like when that Mor does this, but anyways.
Yes. Feyre and RHYSAND spend the initial portion of their pillow talk gossiping about Mor, Cassian, Nesta, Asriel, and Helion. Literally, they gossip about all of them. They're like, oh my God, like Mor with Helion. Oh my God, like Cassian and Azriel and more, and like, oh my god, like Azriel and more, and oh my god, Nesta and Cassian. Like they truly, it's like pages of them just like gossip. Oh, I love it. It was so good. And like honestly relatable. Like Andrew and I all the time, you go to like a social event, and I am just the last 10 minutes, I am dying to get back in the car with him. I just feel like, oh my god. Also, Andrew loves a good gossip session.
He does love gossip.
He loves gossip.
Andrew loves gossip.
They conclude their conversation talking about how strange their meeting was. Ugly, but productive. How difficult it was to have Tamlin with them in the same room. And then Feyre tells Rhys that when she was at the spring court, she learned that his mother and sister's wings were burned. And Rhys tells her he's glad they were given that peace. It's interesting that he says that gives them peace. So do we think that Rhys knows per Crescent City that the wings could have been used to bring them back?
So when you use the mask to bring people back, is it forever? Or like once you take off the mask, are they like...
I thought that they're like, again, because if I think back to Nesta in the lake, they're not just like, they don't just like wander off like, oh, go find my house again, I guess. I got chores to do.
Can you imagine?
Honey,
zombies. Okay, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah. It was an interesting, like, instead of being like, for him to be like, oh, like that gives them peace. Yeah. These fucking wings, we can't escape them.
No.
Chapter 48. The next morning, they joined together once again at breakfast. Moore looks miserable, to Cassian's delight and Feyre's confusion. Like Cassian literally is like teasing her. He's like, you look like shit, Moore. And she like throws her porridge at him.
Her mortal porridge.
Yes. Everyone gathers after breakfast again in the, for lack of a better term, conference room. I fucking wish our conference rooms looked like this.
With the reflection pond.
Oh my god. Shocking no one, Tamlin arrives last, sitting silently. Helion kicks everyone off, saying he reviewed Tamlin's intel and that he believes the spring and summer court could hold the line while the rest of the courts rally their troops. But Tamlin says he only has a third of his original forces thanks to Feyre.
Oopsies.
Yep, and that's kind of like her like, my bad. As Feyre feels a pang of guilt, Nesta suddenly gasps, springing to her feet. Cassian, Moore, and Feyre all jump up. Nesta throws up, and Helion and Thesan come to her, healing her and searching her. Quote, something is wrong. Not with me, but with the cauldron.
Oh!
Azriel and Cassian are about to head to the window, prepared to investigate, when they all feel it. Quote, a shuddering through the earth, through air and stone and green growing things, as if some great god blew a breath upon the land. And then the mountains shake. I'm like, did Rhys just... No. The palace...
Did Moore get her period?
Right. The palace trembles. Nesta throws up again, and screaming can be heard from below. Also, I'm like, why are they... Is it just because things are shaking? I'm like, why are people screaming? Feyre watches as her mate sends a spear of power far south, and his eyes grow wide with terror. Quote, Hybern just destroyed the wall.
So he fixed the cauldron then. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-oh.
Hot takes, theories, and thirsts.
Oh. Okay. Bible watch.
Yep.
So Feyre's memory in my chapters of her dad, she talks about myrrh.
Right.
And myrrh is in the Bible quite a few times. And it signifies future sacrifice.
Interesting.
So in her memory, like he basically sacrifices himself, like bringing the ships back and like...
Yeah.
Anyway, so I thought that was interesting.
Also the seraphim.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Okay, this is what I was most excited about. Okay, so when in Crescent City, at the end of the third book, when they go to open the portal to hell, there is a wall around it, 7 by 7, they say 49 miles, whatever, radius, or anyways, 7 feet tall by 7 miles, whatever, which they refer to as a holy number. Amarantha's curse was 7 by 7 years. And I'm like,
we talked about this.
I'm like, Amarantha, could she be a Steri? And like, so she's pinned to the wall in the cave, but like, could she come back to life? Or like, is she dead? Like, was the body she was living in? And now she's like gone to a different body.
Stop.
Could this add more to Amarantha coming back? Like the 7 by 7 as it relates to like the Asteri built the wall because 7 by 7 is the most sacred number.
Yeah.
And Amarantha, her curse was 7 by 7. She has this spell book for nobody knows.
Yeah.
That's self-published, self-titled, like
self-published. Find it on Amazon.
Yeah, like this is like interesting.
Stop. We did not give Allie
no enough. We're like,
yeah. She's like, I think Amarantha could come back. We're like, now, and now we're like, what if there's more clues to this in Silver Flames? I'm gonna be so excited.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
also,
clue. Another clue.
Also what?
Allie finished Frost and Starlight.
Oh, good.
Yeah, she texted me. She's like, I can't wait for Silver Flames.
Yay. Oh, tell her to read the bonus chapter.
Oh, yes. Okay, I'll text her.
The bonus chapter.
As we fan ourselves.
Okay, RHYSAND being different from all the other High Lords and the reference to High King and Queen.
Yeah.
Like, so because of Crescent City and that like he is the key to the prison, the Dawn Court, he's Starborn.
Yeah.
Do we like, I know everyone says Nesta is royalty, but like, I don't think so. I think RHYSAND has more to say. Even Amren's like, fucking be High King, take the sword.
Yeah.
Which also makes me come to think like, okay, so then the Star Sword, the missing sword of whatever it was, G name.
Gwydion.
Yeah, whatever. So Rhys could take that, become High King because it's the Star Sword. Like, oh my God.
What does the Star Sword do again?
Yeah, I don't know. Stuff. No, it matches.
Like,
it matches with Truth Teller to open the portals.
Portal opener, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's a portal opener.
No, we have to have the horn too.
That's how they banish these theories.
Yeah.
Okay. So you would need Bryce, Truth Teller, and the sword to open a portal?
Yes. But the Star Sword can do things on its own. And like they have Truth Teller back.
Well, then how did they open the portal without this sword? How did Bryce do it? If you need the sword.
She has the sword.
I thought you just said it's still missing.
No, it was missing from Perithian. It's in Crescent City.
Okay.
Along with the Book of Breathings, how it made itself there. Who the hell knows?
Who knows? Who fucking knows?
Questions. Okay. Thirst, Helion, period.
Oh my God. That when Rhys, I'm like flustered talking about it.
You're like, that.
Uh-huh.
That.
When he walks in and then he's trying to seduce everyone. He's like, Feyre, you look good. Hey, Cassian, Azriel, and more. What's up? Ooh, Nesta, nice to see you. Like, God, the man cannot keep it in his pants.
No,
he
can't get it together.
And I am here for it, as he should.
I know, like his being is like.
Oh my God. Okay, this reminded me of my mom. I had a call with her this morning and she's listening to the pod and she was like, I'm confused. Like, I thought you guys wanted Feyre. Yeah. Also, she's never read the book, so she's like extra like, wait. She's like, I felt like I was really following along. I thought you guys wanted Feyre to be with RHYSAND. And we're like, and I was like, yeah. And she's like, but now Lucian? And I was like, oh, I know exactly where you're at. Like, it's where, we start talking about like, oh, Feyre could just like kiss Lucian. Like, Rhys would understand. It's fine. And my mom was like, why? And I was like, I mean, why choose, Mom? And she was like, oh, Jessica.
Pretend I didn't say that.
Yeah, that's fine.
Amren's face is described as being modeled after the Dawn Court.
Like their residence?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, interesting. Mm-hmm. Why, I wonder?
I don't know. It's weird. Amren is a big question mark.
Yeah.
I don't get it. Also, I think that we talked about last episode Fury
Yep.
and Amryn being assassins. And so Selena is an assassin. Is there like, could there be some like type of connection? I feel like it's more of
Assassin's Guild.
the Valg more. Like these bosses that are like
the Demon Kings.
Yeah. I don't know. There's something there.
There's the Valg Demon, do they call them
Princes?
Demon Princes? The Valg Princes. And then there's the Valg Kings. And are those the three brothers? Two brothers? Three brothers?
I think there's three.
I think there's three. Orcus.
I don't know. But then what is Maeve? Is she a Valg queen or princess?
She is a Valg. Why do we poor Caitlin? We're like
The queen, I think.
Valg queen.
I don't
could
know.
open portals just on her own, right? Just her own magic.
So I don't know. There's something here. I don't know what it is, but it's something.
I don't think SJM knows what it is.
She's just like writing. She's like, this could be interesting.
Someone will figure this out someday. Now poor SJM's like, it's me. I have to figure it out.
That's a tomorrow SJM problem. Oh God, it's tomorrow.
SJM is like, I'm having a hard time.
Eris predictions for book 6 and 7.
I mean, I am. Yeah, he is
Not a villain.
No,
he is Rhys.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Who will he be mated with? Wouldn't it
his-
be interesting if it was Elaine instead of Lucian?
Oh, I don't know that that's been foreshadowed at all. The only moment
No,
was
it hasn't.
he did make a comment, like you said, about like, oh, the pretty sister. I'm like, right, because Nesta and Feyre are so hard on the eyes. Like,
Well, but they're both spoken for.
yes.
Because he pines after, not pines, but he's like, yeah, me and Nesta, we're going to get married.
Yeah.
Let's dance.
Yeah. Their chemistry in that dance is like pretty good.
Cassian's like,
Yeah. It's like, enough of that.
There will
Stop
be
it.
no dancing.
Yeah. No dancing. Yeah.
Can Cassian dance? No, right?
I think in Silver Flames it's described as like he does better than she thought. Like I think he does okay.
I feel like he's Joey learning to dance with the janitor friends.
Yep.
To impress Nesta.
Yeah.
Oh.
Taking secret lessons.
Yes, exactly. But he was with Moore, was he not?
Oh, I don't remember.
I thought he was taking secret lessons with Moore.
I know Nesta does.
Maybe I made that up in my mind.
Nesta does lessons with Moore, and Moore's like, I think your dance abilities were a bit undersold, Nesta. Because she like starts like
maybe it's Nesta
whipping
then.
around, and Moore's like, oh, damn.
Right.
Like, girl,
Moore
you can-
still
you
doesn't
can
like
move.
Nesta. Okay, so we think he's going to turn good. But like, to what end?
I mean, if there's the whole theory that Cassian dies, I could see
We're not talking about that.
outside of that, Nesta and Eris, I could see it. I don't know.
No,
I don't know.
we're not talking about that.
I mean, if Baron dies, Eris could become a High Lord of the Autumn Court.
Which I think he will because Lucian can't.
No, Day Court.
So tricky.
Okay, I clocked it earlier, but I'm saying it again. Like that quote about a firebird and a Lord of Fire, I was like, gotta be Lucian and Vasa. Gotta be.
And they're on the continent
Yeah.
together.
The Band of Misfits, the
Yeah.
Court of Misfits. I love it. I'm all about it. I also want more of Vasa. Yeah.
Vasa, Vivian.
I haven't seen any. I'm just realizing like fan art about Vasa, and I want to look it up now because I can't remember how she's described.
Because she's a queen, a mortal queen.
Yeah.
Oh, she's mortal.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
What?
Well, she'll die, and Lucian will
Lucian will like be young and gorgeous, and she'll turn into an old crone.
Uh-oh.
Also those like friggin' wings, like that they just keep getting brought up. Like
I know. And then after I read Crescent City too, I was like, they bring back the army with the wings on the walls. I'm like, oh my God.
I go so back and forth on it. Like sometimes, like there were a few times where we've been like, case closed, and then I'm like, well, why bring it up again? Like, and then you're like, they bring them back with the wings, and then I could see it go either way. I could see something happen there or nothing.
Yep, I agree.
Tricky.
You know what did really bother me? And it was I should have brought this up in the Crescent City chit chat at the beginning. Okay, the angel that was banished to like the sea, like the
In book 1.
yes.
Yeah.
Why does no one go and save her soul?
Oh,
Like they're like, oh yeah, squirrel that away. No resolution.
I don't think so.
She's just like
go crazy.
Suffer forever.
Yeah.
Like she's left to suffer fest.
Yeah.
I was laying in bed after I finished and I was like,
maybe she is a villain.
I was like, what? Why wasn't she rescued? They have the freaking submarine things and like,
yeah.
And then I was like really upset about it.
It is nightmarish.
Yes. So I was feeling really bad for her laying in bed the other night being like, oh,
that poor girl.
Yeah. Totally. And she was so good.
She was good.
And like, she's not dead. Like they took, what did they put in the box? Like her soul or like her
sentience somehow?
I don't know. Yeah. Anyways, I was real upset about it one night last week. I was thinking about this.
I agree.
And how they never tied that up. And I was like, well, that's really freaking annoying.
Yeah, I agree. When I was rereading Crescent City, I only ended up rereading the first book, but I like clocked that and I was like, oh yeah.
Right. Terrible. Like the other guy gets crucified.
Mm-hmm. So at least there's an ending to the suffering.
Yes. And eventually his wings, like they talk about setting him free because there was his wings behind the thrones. And so they talk about getting rid of those. So he like can, R.I.P.
Yeah. I know.
Not the girl at the bottom of the ocean.
No.
It's tragic.
Those girls in the white room.
And that's where we're tucking in the bookmark, babes. The plans are finally turning into movement, and that fragile little illusion of control is starting to crack at the seams. Because for every alliance being carefully stitched together, there is a thread quietly beginning to unravel.
Next time, tempers get tested, patience gets real thin, and our girl is about to walk straight into trouble like it personally invited her. Because from here on out, babes, nobody is just preparing for the war anymore. They're already choosing how they want to survive it.
Oh, the next chapters are good. And I know you said you don't love a fight scene, but like there's plotting in the next one.
There is. It's not just battle.
No. Yeah. And I think SJM does a good, like even in Throne of Glass, like I'm never like, oh, enough with this war already.
Yes.
I'm like, I'm always like into it. Like she balances it well.
I agree. She does a good job.
Good job. Good job, Sarah J Maas.
Yay.
We want to hear from you as we continue to build this little corner of our world and fall in love as we dive into fantastical worlds, fabulous folklore, and fine, even more now, males and men. Follow A Court of Books and Babes Pod on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. And while you're at it, click the subscribe button. Lastly, you can show us a little love by taking 5 minutes to rate and review our podcast on Apple or Spotify and share it with all the babes in your life.
Until next time,
stay bookish.